I'm back in the car now. It's what, 9:15. It's been a smashing little session. I've had what, 8 casts and 6 fish, I think, and a crab. Hopefully the wind wasn't too much for the camera, and you can we've got some decent audio. But I love fishing these conditions. Something about sort of, you know, battling against the elements and things. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Rough conditions, I don't know what it is. It's something about cod fishing, it just makes it really nice. It doesn't make it very easy for filming, but hopefully there's enough footage and it's not been too windy. I hope you've enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed my session, and if you have, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those of you who are my subscribers, thank you very much, really appreciate it, and hopefully there'll be another video coming soon. Cheers, tight lines. Here's a rig, it's all ready, just need to stick some hooks on. Picked up these Shimano Manta Pennels. Didn't realise it made a specific Pennel hook. Turns out to be pretty handy. And this is just on the bottom here is a standard 3.0 Manta. And this is my usual Pennel Paternoster Pennel rig, which I use for the vast majority of my fishing. Camera bag, towel, and then some, again, awesome bait from Billy's Fishing Tackle. Nice big fat yellow tails in there. Conditions aren't great for cod fishing. The only thing that's in my favour is the fact that there's water might be a little bit coloured, but the swells are pretty small. The wind's westerly, southwesterly. Hopefully you can hear us with it blowing, and there's next to no swell, so basically just needed to get out on a Saturday night and have a bit of fish. What's the worst that can happen, I guess? You get mauled by all these dogs. Sounds like carnage. Well, this looks like my spot. Let's start here and follow the tide out. Thought the wind was going to be on my back, but it's actually coming from my right hand side, which is directly across us. Oh, never mind, it's not too strong at the moment, so I'm not too bothered about that. So as usual, I'm fishing with a 14-foot Any Fish Anywhere GB FS Pro, which is rated to about 8 ounces I think for casting, which is good because I like a 7-ounce lead. On that I've got a Shimano Ultegra, sorry, 10,000 size, but with a 6,000 size shallow spool braid, and it loaded I've got a 8-strand 55-pound Power Pro without a shock leader, when I fish that straight through to my rig with a nice big heavy duty barrel swivel in the end. Yeah, that elastic was on there before. Yeah, there we go, got a numpty. So I've just thread 3 of these on here. Watch your eyes as they start to explode. So put that one on the bottom because it's the biggest. That can go in the middle because it's deed almost. And know a lot of people use baiting needles, it makes this quite easy, but my theory on those is you're almost threading the bait twice, you know, and the whole point of these worms is the juice and the flavour, and the longer you spend wrapping them around a needle or whatever, then the quicker the juice is going to leave. This is new elastic, but it's pretty thick for what I like to use normally, to not use too much. The ground I'm fishing is probably described as mixed. It's mostly clean. Oh, that's a bit short. It's mostly clean, see, with this sand, but it empties out and there's some big pad of rocks everywhere, so if you get stuck in them, it's really heavy ground. Load the cannon. The alarm off. Let's get it out. Wait out a little bit. Oh yeah, the water's nice and coloured. Last time I was here, I was pulling in huge chunks of weed. And the weed literally wrapped around your braid and you couldn't actually wind your line through the top eye, it was that thick. Hopefully there's none of that shenanigans here again, because me and my mate spent about 4 hours walking up and down the beach trying to get my bloody tackle back every time I cast, which isn't ideal. Get the tension, and there we go. That's us all set up. Well, I picked up a bit of weed, which is a good sign. Still the first cast. A bit of a lift back there, that looked like almost like a slackline bite. Still tension on the line though. Whee, there was a bite. Oh, it's having a good little fight there, like. Feel it bouncing over the top of these rocks I was talking about earlier. Oh, crank it in as fast as I can. There it is on the top. There we go. Nice little cod. Totally swallowed that. How the hell did you get that down there? It's probably about, I don't know, pound over the size limit. Keep going back. Been here 20 minutes so far and got my first fish, so that's, I think it was 20 minutes, probably 10. So that was a bit of an interesting hit from that fish. He had a classic sort of cod hit, like a good sturdy pull down on the rod tip, and then so I picked the rod up, waited for it to come back, but had another hit from it, and he must have been running towards the shore with it in his mouth because it had a proper slack line. had to catch up with it. I love those types of hits, like it's dead exciting. Three worms, whip it up. It's going to explode in a second. The splash down. I don't know if you can pick up the watercolour on the camera, but it's nice and chocolatey. Big sandbank in front of us. Well, with my expert casting skills, I would say that's exactly the same spot. Oh, just in time, there was a hit. Came back. Oh, another slack line. Thought I'd missed it. Not a big one. Water skating now on the surface, you can feel the tension easing. There it is. That's a skinny fella. Hooked right in the lip though. Nice and easy to get off. There we go. Little guy. Get him back. Water's that dirty, you can't even see him when he's 6 inches under the surface. Woo. 2 casts, 2 fish. Stick a fresh worm on here and get it back out. Like in that Pennel, it's pretty locked in there, like it's not really going anywhere. Like a bloody snake, that. Not a worm. There's not too much water on the camera lens. Just put this little guy in. Nice juicy bait. So this is going to be my 3rd cast, and I think I've been here about half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm not catching big fish, but I'm still catching fish, which is a bonus always. But I was out on Wednesday and blanked, so it's nice to feel a little bit of a bend in the rod, other than snags. Let's get this clipped in. Oh yeah, look at that. It's not very cold. It's about 6 degrees, but the wind's making it a little bit chilly. But the fish are keeping us warm at least. For a little bit of a wade. tension in. Pretty taut already. Sweet. Nice. Let's get a fish. Oh, straight back. No way. Oh yeah. Woo. That was a pretty savage hit. Might be a better fish, this one. It's having a little fight now. Can't believe this. 3 casts, 3 fish. Oh, I think it's just come off. Oh no, he'd just be on the surface there. Yeah, there it is. No, he's no bigger. Lucky little git. Right, that's the hook out. Get this little fella back. It's quite long, but again, he's skinny. Go on, son. Right, let's get baited up and get this back out. Thought I had a bit too much bait, but at this rate. So the reason why I'm retying my rig is because when I was pulling that fish in, I could feel it bouncing over the rocks, because the water's only about 3 feet deep where I'm casting into, I believe, and my snood line was all chafed. So I'll just retie it quickly because I don't have any other rigs tied up. Ideally I would have some 4 or 5-0s on rather than these 3-0s, but I'm struggling to get 4-0 Mantas at the moment, or even bigger, that aren't in the extra, the thick gauge version. I'll use them when I'm in really heavy ground, because these normal ones have a bit of a tendency to bend out or snap when it's too heavy. So yeah, I'm stuck with these 3-0s for the moment. So the reason why I buy my bait a lot of the time rather than digging it is there's very few worm beds that are left in this area. Most of them have been dug out over the 100 or so years that people have been shore fishing around here. In fact, I've got an old map at home that has all the locations on of all the worm beds from way back in the day, back when they were dry and salt and things, but it's very little left now, which is a real shame. Even the local tackle shops a lot of the time buy it in from Wales or even Ireland. Back to the wind, and hopefully that's a little better for the audio on this. Oh, good job I didn't cast that back out. Well, still seems pretty firm. Just one strand left on the rotten bottom there. Don't know how that's happened. Probably when I was going across the same rocks as my snood was earlier. I suspect I might end up losing a lead on this cast. pull into this. Hopefully my rotten bottom doesn't give way until it needs to. Ooh, howling. Well, it's the 4th cast. We've been here an hour now. Had 3 fish out of the 3 casts. The weather's pretty windy at the moment. I hope you can hear us properly. The wind noise isn't too high. But we're going to persevere because the fishing's good. Oh, had a little lift back there. Come on, boyo, come back. It doesn't look like it's going to come back. Oh, slack line again. Oh, now this is a slightly better fish, I think. Oh, no. Feel many head shakes. Well, hopefully if I land this, oh no, there's some head shakes unless they were rocks. Hopefully if I land this, then that's 4 and 4. Alright, that'll go. Oh, that's a proper cod now. Well, not proper, but we're getting there. Whoa, fella, whoa. Oh, fucking bitters. Oh, I've just realised that the camera wasn't recording on the release. Okay. Well, that's 4 and 4. It's not normally like this, believe me. 6 o'clock. Got 2 hours left. Hopefully they keep biting. Oh, that's not great. Just chopped the end of me swivel off. Oh bollocks, that's my last rig as well. Well, I'm gonna have to make a new rig. You're gonna see it, I guess. What I'm gonna do actually, rather than tie a new rig, is just take these bits off. Keep the balls. That means I'm just gonna need a new swivel there. This is everything I use for my rigs. One little box here. So I'm gonna need a couple of crimps. Come on, you get much easier doing this with wall pads. There we go, it's a snug fit, but it's on. Recycle these glass beads. Ones, good quality, apart from when you chop them. So I've got a crimp and a bead. Now I'm going to put my swivel on. tie my rig clip back on. With a uni knot, make a loop and then thread it 3 times or 4 to fit. This is dead thick line, so it's 65 pound mono, so 3, I've always found 3 is just strong enough. All that's left to do is to flatten these crimps so these beads stay in place. However, man, get through. There's fish to be caught. There we go. Right, that looks alright there, so I'm going to use these sheet pliers and flatten that crimp. That stops the bead from going over, and that just protects the swivel. It stops it from tangling up. There we go. All that's left to tie a snood on. Tied. Whoop it up. Bit of a smaller bait, this one. There seems to be a lot of fish out there, so amazed I've still got this lead on. I'm not sure how that knot's holding. It's just a lark's foot on the bottom, and normally if you cut one side of a lark's foot then it just slides off. Woo. Let's get this out. Well, the tide seems to have dropped a little bit. I must be standing on a bank. At the foot of the bank, that's why it didn't look like the water was going out very quickly. Right, I'm about waist deep now, I think I'll do. I got my rod set pretty low because of the amount of wind. You don't want your rod too high up on the rest. I mean, it's good for bite detection, but not in this wind. It'll just get blown over. That's some hydration. So, that's my 5th cast out. Been out for about 5 minutes. It's 6:30. I think this is probably the longest time I've had a bait in the water without having any interest on it so far. Must be slack water, I guess, now. Bites tend to die off a little bit. Should turn back on when the tide comes in though. Hopefully this rain stays away. Can handle the wind, but kind of filming the rain would be a shame because it's definitely a canny session so far. Right, so give this bait until 7:15. Then I'll wind it in, rebait, cast out. So that's the current forecast. I can deal with that. Hopefully it's right. Wind's gonna start picking up soon. Not too strong though. At least the rain's staying off until later on. I'll be gone by then. So I fingers crossed to stay dry, and we'll keep winding these fish in. This is what the fishing website Tides for Fishing says. Light drizzle, 29 kilometers an hour, wind 6 degrees, falling pressure. Apparently in fishing's meant to be shit. Wind direction's not right on this. It's definitely more southerly. Waves 2.1 meters swell, it's about 3 feet. It's going to be rising a bit. And then the tides, yeah, tide should be pushing in. Not really seeing much rising yet, but fingers crossed it comes soon and the fish start biting. Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Right. That's the tide coming in. Nothing's been eating that. That's alright, that one. Not too shabby. But that wind's a nightmare for you on the microphone. It's starting to howl now. Gusts to 30 miles an hour. Gonna wait for the wind gusts to die down. I didn't feel like it went very far. The wind's blowing me stand over, turning at 45 degrees to the wind. Right then, that's a 6th cast, 4 fish. We'll keep persevering. I hope you can hear something. So it's 7 o'clock. Let's give this till about 20 past. See if we get a fish. Oh, that looked like a bit bitey. Nope. Nothing yet. So just had a bit of a little kickback, and then it was a bit of a slack line situation, and there's nothing on the end, so I'm just going to hold my rod for a little bit. The problem is now I've moved my my rig. I think I've probably triggered my the legs on the gripper, and with this crosswind, so yeah, my whole rig's just going to go right and left, I guess. Tide's caught up with us again. It's 10 past 7, so this has been out 10 minutes. It's weird. Fish just turned off. Caught that the bigger fish, the last one, and then yeah, next cast nothing. Give it another 10. It'll be time to move my move the rod rest back. So my bait's been in the water, what? 25 minutes. Tide's now catching up, getting blown along, so I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, give it half an hour, longer than I normally like, but by that point it'll be time to move the rod rest anyway and shuffle up the beach a bit. Well, I've just run the 6th cast in, no fish. Did just catch a crab. little guy on the bottom. Snap that off. Oh, I'm amazed that this lead's still, rotten bottom line's still hanging on. I'll take it. So that's nice and straight. Right, let's whack this out. As you can see, my lead's getting blown to the side. Like the waves are getting a bit bigger as well. That'll do me. Yeah. The shallow spool rod still get that rod rest nice and set in the wind. Whoa, looks like my line got nearly 45 degrees to me. Whoa. Just walk back. Well, the wind was pulling the rod out of my rod rest, but it was actually the fish knocking away. Can't see it yet. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, it's a bit of fish. Can he? He must have really wanted that, because I landed it right on his head. It's hooked well enough. Got both those hooks. There's one out. Come here, fella. Ah, there's the other one out. Might be a good eating fish, that one. So I'm just giving you a quick recap now. So that was one 7th cast. That was my 5th fish. Whoa, bollocks! Well, do you know what? Right, reel in the sand, nice. I think I'm actually going to call it a night. Yeah, I've had a good few hours fishing, had a good few fish. It's time to go back and get some tea.